I think right now, when you look at the polls, actually, for a kook, he's pretty well liked. And he's taken about 15% of the vote. And he's taken it almost equally from both, because he's got a lot of airtime with conservatives, as you point out, on vaccines and some of these issues. Maybe a point more from Biden, but very close, pretty equal.
So I love it. Look, let's say what the guy was saying was interesting, but there's nothing I love more than when Sean Hannity puts together a list, Brett, because it's always amazing. So let's say that all of that stuff is true about RFK Jr. I don't think we should assume that it's true coming from Sean Hannity, but some of that stuff is good. But like, if we can bring up the screenshot, one of the things that marks RFK Jr.'s extremism is supporting labor unions, not supporting a particular labor union that's out of their mind or something about labor. Just generally supporting labor unions means that he's a radical. Look, I think that there's a case to be made he's a radical. I don't think that has anything to do with it. He endorsed Al Gore. I love these lists, Brett. What do you think?
I love it so much. He supports labor unions. I don't know. The takeaway for me about RFK being in the race is not that he's in the race and it exposes two amazing things. One, just how universally not into these candidates most of Americans are. Yeah. Most Democrats are like, oh my God, Biden, I wish we had someone that could, really have some kind of visual presence, some compelling visual presence on camera. And Trump, half of his party, a third of his party anyway, really wanted anyone else. So another person shows up and they're gonna get some support. The other thing that it adds to it is not his vaccine stance or his environmental record, his support of labor union, support for Al Gore. It's that, the only other ridiculous thing that this race needed in it was a Kennedy.
Yeah.
Was a Nepo baby dynasty that is only known because of his last goddamn name.
Hey, I'm glad you're here. Listen, in order for the damage report to keep on going, we need viewers like you to become a member on YouTube. Can you click the join button on YouTube today? Thank you.
That is it, and that's the only thing that was missing. And it's here, and it really, you think Nader was the low point. No, the nadir of our entire political system is we got a Nader in here, and it's having a Kennedy that just rides in on his name.
Yeah, I don't know that that's the only reason he's getting support. I think it's a combination of three things. I think there's, as you said, just like in the last two elections we had, there are two candidates who do not represent anywhere near the entire extent of the political spectrum. Thus, there's going to be support for a third party candidate regardless of who it is, okay? There's him being a Kennedy, so some people are just gonna be like, oh, Kennedy. And I'm not even doubting on those people. It's supposed to signal something. And then there might be some people, some conservatives who like certain things about him, maybe the stuff about vaccines or whatever. And there might be some libs who are like, they think that he's more, supportive of the environment or something. Although I don't think he even supports the Green New Deal. But I think it's a combination of those three things. And I do think that if he wasn't around, it would be someone else who would be getting 5 or 6%. They might not get as much as him because of some of the factors we've talked about. But there is always going to be people who are not satisfied with the two candidates. And I hope that this is, I don't know, the most fertile ground we'll have in terms of a presidential election for that, in that there's a lot of people who don't feel represented by Biden or by Donald Trump. I just want to end with this too. As Trump is fighting against RFK Jr., I will just remind you that the right did a lot of work to boost him when they thought it was a lock that he would hurt Joe Biden. Don Jr. was talking about how awesome he was months ago. Steve Doocy once said to him, you've gone viral not only with your message, but just your sheer masculinity. And they've talked about him actually multiple times. They were very happy when he entered the race. We'll see in November if they end up being happy. Maybe they will. Maybe he will actually throw the thing to Donald Trump, but it's not a lock. That's what I would say. Members make a difference here at TYT. You help make the show happen, and we see you in the chat with your loyalty badge. Click the join button to become a member today.